I command thee to tell to these misguided holy men, who sell their holiness for a price, to those who unknowingly buy naught of holiness for their wasted gold, that they who thus sit begging by the road in mortifying rags shall never find me whom they seek, until they act to fulfill my purpose. Tell thou them that they are as unclean in thy father-mother's eyes, as the stench of them is unwholesome to men of earth. Said I not these very words in the beginning of thy full knowing me in thee? Desire is of the soul being record of desire, fulfilled by action, for repeating its pattern in the seed. And also said I not to thee, my creating universe is the continuing record of my eternal thinking, followed by action to record the pattern image forms of my thinking. And again said I not to thee, my sole desire is to think for the purpose of expressing the one ideal of my thinking through imaged forms of my imagining, engaged in purposeful action. And also have I not said, my cosmos of the divided lights of my thinking, which is recorded by the making of my earths and heavens, and all my children of the earths and heavens, all made in my image, is my body, centered by the light of me, created by desire in me to manifest desire in me. Hear thou me when I again say that my recorded universe is purposeful. It is ideal expressed through action. It is not just ideal in thought alone, being never writ through the interaction of the interweaving lights of my thinking. Wherefore say I, there would be no universe were my thinking not recorded by the action of my extended lights of desire in me. If these useless beggars by the road think themselves holy for the suppression of desire to fulfill my purpose by actions which fulfill my purpose, then am I their one God unholy for desiring them to fulfill my purpose. Again and yet again shalt thou, my messenger, write down these my words, and say them unto all men. Desire you what you will, and behold, it standeth before thee. Throughout the eons it has been thine without thy knowing, even though thou hast but just asked for it. Sit thou not and ask, acting not, for unless thou reach out for thy desire, it shall not walk thy way to thee, unaided by thy strong arms. Behold, I am within all things, centering them, and I am without all things, controlling them. But I am not those things which I center and control. I am the center of my universe of me. Everywhere I am is the center of all things, and I am everywhere. Thus saith the universal one, Father, Mother of the heavens and earths, and all his children of the heavens and earths, to me upon the mountain top in waves of the two lights of his thinking. The Book of Rest, a Communion. I am in the light, I know the light, I am in the Spirit. The doors of dimension have closed upon my body and shown me to be a living light shining out of the darkness. I know the source of things, beyond the extensions of things. I am one with the essence of things, beyond the motion of things. I know my oneness with the one. God abideth in me. I know that I am He. I know God's kingdom of the light. I know my universality. The consciousness of space is mine. The light of God's equilibrium is my guide. I know its balance, unextended, undivided. Out of its essence comes the word and the law to counsel me. The language of light is mine to know. All that is light. Thou, my Father, Mother, hast commanded that I write down in words for men the meaning within thy light, which is written upon my heart in waves of thy inspired essence of meaning, which I must interpret into man's words. Guide thou me, thou source of me, as I write words which shall be truly thine, not mine alone, nor even thine and mine. The Word. I am the knower of the known. I am the sexless knower of the known. In me is the consciousness of all knowing, and that is my power. In me, the unconditioned one, is the whole. There are no parts, nor are there beginnings, nor endings in me, the one conscious whole. I am the dual thinker of unfolding parts of the known, the imager of imaged forms, which emerge from my knowing, through my thinking, to manifest my knowing. My dual thinking divides my knowing light into pairs of sex-divided mirrors of the two opposed lights of my thinking. These electric mirrors of divided light reflect my light and life in them, for manifesting my knowing and the one life of my being. Forever and forever they interchange the dual reflected lights of my thinking, for manifesting the continuance of my thinking. Yet they are not my light, nor are they my life, nor are they my being. I, my all-conscious being, alone live, and I alone think. Again I say, all thinking is my thinking. Also I say, when man thinks at all, he thinks with me as one, images with me as one, and builds his images with me as one. And when man is inspired by exalted thinking, know thou that it is I in him who am thinking as one with him. For I am the source of ecstasy and inspiration in man. Behold in me the silent voice which man may hear, who hath inner ears to hear. And I am the light which man may see, who hath eyes of spirit to see. For I say that insofar as man knows the ecstasy of inspiration in him, he hears my voice and sees my light in him. He then knows the mighty rhythms of my balanced thinking and thinks with me. Come unto me in my high heavens, ye who are burdened of earth, and find rest, for I am rest, and I am love, and all the unchangeable qualities which my thinking divides into paired quantities of sex-conditioned extensions of my light, which ever seek the rest in me from which they sprang. And never do they find rest while unaware of me in them, for they are but moving images of my imagining, which forever move as sexed extensions of the sexless light from which they sprang. For moving things of clay forever move. Know not that rest centers their moving, as rest centers the shaft which forever moves around its very source of rest, from which its motion springs. Knowing not me, their source of rest in them, they cannot be that source around which they must forever move, to seek that which they cannot find, until they know me in them. Knowing not me in them, they are alone in all the universe, but knowing self of them as me in them, then are me. They then, with me, are all my universe. Verily, I say, the power of moving things to move, or to find rest, is not in them. I alone am energy, and I am also rest. I am the fulcrum which extends the power to move from rest. Thine arm is not empowered to pulse along unextended from the rest point in thine heart, nor is one microscopic thing empowered to manifest me apart from me.